Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to True Crime on Thursday with your host, me, Feminine and Fierce. I hope everybody's had a great day. If you're over on Facebook, make your way over here because I am going to be saying goodbye to you after we do our little break the ice thing. As you guys know, this is true crime, so there's always, in my opinion, a trigger warning that comes behind that, some worse than others, depending on who you are. Um, but always a trigger warning. But come on over from Facebook if you're on Kick. Hey, come on over from Facebook. You just click that link. You go to the live that you're in and scroll up. You'll see a link. Click it. Come on over. Enter the chat at your own risk. This is true crime, so we don't do malarkey here. And the number one rule is no spoilers. So if you see the video or you see what we're talking about and you know the case or you've, looked into it before, all I ask is just, wait till we catch up with you and what you know so that we can all talk about it together. Also, if you would please hit that thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. I don't know. Oh. I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you see videos or replays of lives and you're able to hype the video, I'd also greatly appreciate that. Both the likes and the hypes, all that does is help me be able to be seen by a wider audience. Um, oh, it was amazing, Mandy. I know that sounds crazy because it's is what it is. But yes, I ended up being able to assist with two autopsies this morning. Um, Both completely completely different, both of them. Um, so yeah, I was able to assist. Archer's in third place right now. Yeah, make sure you guys are voting. Um, this definitely, like I've said, this is definitely a harder round here, but we still got, I think, what is it, 7 or 8 days? We have till November 6th for the end of this round. So we still got a long ways, but we got to just keep voting every single day. Um, but yeah, I ended up getting done around, I think I was done by about 9:30 or 10 this morning. So yeah, but it was definitely interesting for sure. Did I look? Oh, honey, I was in there uh touching aortas, feeling for, the disease in the aorta, um, everything. Yes. The whole saw, let me put it this way, they take every single organ out and they take slices from each organ. So you're talking about opening the chest, opening the head. You're seeing the brain, the pancreas, the kidneys, the liver, the stomach, the intestines, the heart, the ribs, you're seeing it all. Um, so yeah, I'd love to be part of one or just well, if you sissy, so you can actually if you call like your local coroner's office or whatever, they have programs where you can like shadow and do stuff like that if you're interested in it. I really can't speak, May, to the calls or anything about the cases. Um, so yeah, I'm a little bit limited on what I can and can't say. All I can say is like what standard procedure is as far as obviously all the organs are taken out, everything. I mean, they do the Y incision, shoulder down to mid chest, the other shoulder down to mid chest, and then down the belly. Um, so yeah, and then the brain, you know. Oh, it's well, the one of them didn't have much of a smell, only like the smell of death. And the other one was definitely the smell was like a 8 out of a 10. Only the only reason I say 8 out of 10 is because decomp. Neither one of them was decomp. Yes, Sissy, it depends on your area, of course, but yeah, see if they have something like that in your area. So, let them know, hey, I'm interested in getting into stuff like this and just talk to them. Sometimes they do that. I know they do it here. So, but yeah, it was just to see it all, like, because we do, science class and stuff, and we do biology and, anatomy and all that stuff. But like being with a human cadaver is something that usually, unless you do something like I did, is more or less just for like medical doctors, that are going through medical school. Nursing school, you're not getting to dissect a cadaver. Also, cadavers are way different than like a person who's not been embalmed. There's a lot of difference there. Um, oh yeah, Mandy. I mean, and the doctor was super, super awesome. You could tell that he loved to teach. Oh, I know, Sissy, same. Yeah, Zona, I'm back home. Um, he loved to teach, so he was, showing me everything. He was showing me like the different diseases in the body and what they look like, and how to spot it and all kinds of stuff. I mean, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of stuff, and I love, as corny as it sounds, y'all know I'm a nerd. So anytime I can learn something new, I'm all for it. And I definitely was able. It's a lot different when you're learning about the systems and you're learning about how everything works and how everything looks, and the anatomy, the biology behind it. It's a different thing to actually be able to see it, and to feel it. And like he was showing me like in the aorta how you could tell that they obviously had different things going on, and he was telling me like the different textures and how to feel it. And he was saying like, do you see how that feels? That's because of this. Do you see how this looks? That's because of this. It was very neat. I just text you back, I think. Yeah, just text you. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm texting you now. But yeah, he was very informative, and he was all for it. Like, he was like, come back anytime. um he was like, even if, you're not working or whatever, if you just want to come back and, assist, then that's great. I think they're always looking for somebody, especially, usually it's one of two areas. Either you have a criminal justice background or you have a medical background. So it's one or the other. Like, the deputy coroner, he's retired police officer. One of the guys that was helping assist, he was a retired probation officer. So it's really like a mix between medical and criminal justice. And so for me, it's like it's like, well, it would be the perfect job. Um I would love to work for the coroner's office, the medical examiner's office, one or the other. I would love it. And I know some people be like, that's weird. But for me, it's the science behind it. It's the like getting to solve. You guys know I'm an investigator, regardless of what I'm doing. I'm going to like, if I go down a rabbit hole, I'm going to investigate the whole thing, right? So when it comes to like bodies and disease and things like that, completely interested. I think it's cool that you're trying to solve something. So, like a crime, you're trying to solve like what happened to this body, what caused this body to succumb. And so, it's kind of like a problem solving. Like, this is the problem, we need to fix it. So, very interesting. I definitely I'm definitely gonna do more. I'm definitely gonna continue to be involved. Let's say that. Oh yeah, May. For sure. Yeah. I mean considering what the procedure that's happening, I mean, there's a lot of things that are happening, but as far as with dignity and care, always, yes, for sure. All right, so you guys know how we start this out. We got two games of Time Waster. If you want to play this game on your own, you can. It helps you. You can match criminals to uh, you can match oh, they're all exotic dancers, guys. You can match criminals to crimes they may have committed. Things they may have used in a crime. There's also tattoos sometimes they'll do. So it says finger the exotic dancer, so to speak. So they're all exotic dancers. They're accused of one. Oh, this is their job. Okay, I get what it is. Okay, so we have to decide these criminals what their job is. So we got a painter and a roofer. This is a new one. I don't think we've done this one. Okay, we have a painter and a roofer, an equestrian instructor, a bank teller, an exotic dancer, and a pizza maker. So I see now you have to finger the exotic dancer. So which one out of all of them is the exotic dancer? And then go from there. So if you think number one is a pizza maker, you'd put one pizza maker. I randomly just pull them out of the chat. Um, just remember your answers because obviously I can't do everybody's answer. But yeah, we did better Tuesday than we had been doing. So maybe we'll do this one well. I've not seen this type of one. Hey, Colette. Yes, Mandy, it is for sure. It's like it combines like both things. Like three is the painter. Okay. Oh, you think three's a roofer? Wait. You think three's a roofer? I just saw. I think he's probably the exotic dancer. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dawn. Five is the dancer. Okay, so five is the dancer. We're gonna go. He might be a bank teller, but painter, roofer. I think number four is the roofer. I think four is the roofer. You think? See, I thought three was the dancer too. One is the pizza maker. Okay, who else? What we got? Who rides horses? You think bank teller is number five? That's interesting. Hey, madams. You think two is the dancer? One is the dancer. Four is the roofer. That's what I think too. That's what I was thinking. All right, let's do it like this. Let's do four roofer. Oh, four roofer. We'll do bank teller here and then equestrian. Let's see what we get. Why does it stick to the 3 out of 5? Ooh, ooh. 3 out of 5. Whoop, whoop. All right, so number 1, pizza maker. Number 2 was the exotic dancer. Number 3 was the bank teller. 4 was the painter roofer. And number 5 was the equestrian instructor. So I do know somebody said number 2 was the dancer. So you Vicky got it. She fingered the exotic dancer. I knew number 4 had to be the painter. I just knew it had to be. All right. Tattoos. Oh, we done this one before. Hold on. Hold please. Did this one before. Okay. All right. Hold on one second. We'll get there. All right. Let's see. Ooh, match the gentleman with the. Oh, there's a bunch of occupation ones. That's cool. Let's see if we've done this one. Oh, we haven't done this one. Okay, here we go. We got 5 females and we got 5 tattoos. So we've got looks like a rebel flag heart. We've got a bunch of music notes on the belly and it looks she's got a scar looks like. Wait. I don't know which is the scar and which is the belly button. And then we got number 3 like a skeleton or a what did they call that? Like a hazard thing. I can't think of what it's called, but you see it. Number 4 is Betty Boop, and number 5 is a tramp stamp. Looks like a dragonfly or a moth or something. So who do we think is who, guys? Now these I think are a little bit easier because you can look at skin tones. You can look at skin tones and like freckles and stuff like that. So this one I think might be a little bit easier to be able to tell who's who. But what do y'all think? 3 is the skull. 3 is the skull. Okay, let me see. Oh, you think 3 is the skull? I was thinking she was I was thinking this was her because of her skin tone. Heart is 4. Okay, yeah, I'd say that's her. I would agree with that one. Oh, you think 3 is the belly tat? That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking 3 was the belly tat because of her skin tone. Well, who's the skull? You got to tell me who the skull is so we can switch them around. 1 is the tramp stamp. Okay. So if we take this one back down here and put 3 there, who's Betty Boop? Her? Is she Betty Boop or is she? Oh, she might be the skull because of her skin tone, and then that one be Betty Boop. Colette. Okay. All right, so let's try it. We'll try it. I probably. Oh, 2 out of 5. Look who got it. You got the one right. Oh, she was Betty Boop, y'all. All right, here's what it is. We got 1 is the tramp stamp, 2 is the skull, 3 is Betty Boop, 4 we got that one right, and 5 is the belly one. Her belly does not look anything like her skin tone at all. Hey, listen, we still did better this time than we had been doing. We got 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5. I will take it all day long. If you're over on Facebook, that's where we end this road. So if you're on Facebook, um, come on over. Make sure y'all are liking the video, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Bye, Facebook. All right, we're gonna move right on in. Guys, we're almost to the weekend, almost to my birthday. To my birthday. Don't forget, I still have to make a flyer thing, but don't forget my birthday bash is gonna be on Sunday. On Sunday. Hey. Huh. That's so strange. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Somebody asked me to check something. Um, all right. So let's get into it. Let me open this up. But yeah, we're almost to the weekend. Sunday is going to be because Saturday night, even though, I have no life and I have no, outside life outside the internet, my friends are throwing me a birthday party Saturday night. So Sunday night, I'll be here with you guys celebrating my birthday. I am Mandy. I will be live after this. So yes, my birthday is Saturday, but Sunday I'll be doing it with you guys. I'll be announcing Insane Ghost win Malarkey. But you can see who won if you just look over well, I don't know if it's different now because I took screenshots. Um, so I'm going to show you guys. But let me find this video real quick. Um, you guys showed out last night. I know that. We all had a good time. I had a blast. And I'm so glad that we kept it separate and I ended it because that way it's all just right there in one video. Um, and I like that. I like that part of it. All right, we're gonna start out with this shorter video here. Cause what? Right. So excited for you. Can't wait for pics. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun.
20-year-old man was charged with murder Friday after he called police and confessed to killing his mother, police said. The victim, who has not yet been identified officially by police, died at the scene, New Canaan Police Lieutenant Mark J. Defilis said in a news release. At approximately 10:30 a.m., New Canaan Police responded to the area of South Avenue and Druids Road for a report of a man yelling in the woods, Defilis said. While officers were responding, New Canaan Police Dispatch received a 911 call from a man at a Druids Road home stating that he killed his mother. Arriving officers immediately developed probable cause and identified the suspect as Sebastian Van Stockum, Defilis said. New Canaan police officers and New Canaan EMS attempted life-saving measures for the victim but were not successful, and she was pronounced dead at the scene, police said. The name of the victim is being withheld until next of kin are notified, police added. Police charged Van Stockum with murder, and he is being held on a $2 million bond. New Canaan police detectives are investigating the domestic violence murder and are being assisted by the State Police Western District Major Crimes, Defilis said. This is an isolated incident, and there is no danger to public safety, Defilis said.
Sebastian Van Stockum is being held on a $2 million bond, a large number with little debate in the courtroom for the 20-year-old suspect.
The victim was found bludgeoned to death and sustained extreme trauma to her skull.
A family affair in Stamford Court as a man is being charged with the murder of his own mother. Sebastian Van Stockum's defense attorney Philip Russell says it wasn't premeditated.
This was a terrible shock. Nobody anticipated this or foresaw this.
New Canaan police responded to a 911 call from a male caller who police say was Van Stockum, simply stating he had killed his mother. First responders shortly pronounced his mother dead at the scene.
State and Cruz, my understanding of the bond was at $2 million. This was an especially violent murder.
The state and defense agreed on a $2 million bond without prejudice, with bond posting on pause until additional hearings on more charges.
All I can say is it'd be premature for anyone to rush to judgment.
Van Stockham's father was in the courtroom for the arraignment. Russell noted his presence, as well as the fact that the suspect has no previous convictions.
And at this point, there's an awful lot of loose ends.
And as we mentioned, Van Stockham's father was in the courtroom today. That was something that the defense was very clear about pointing out, but his father declined to speak with us after the arraignment. Reporting in Stamford, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
So that man that you just saw up there, he bludgeoned his mother with a hammer, and then he called police to report it, and then took off running into the woods. It looks like they, yes, we're gonna turn up. We're gonna get Maya and Ghostface Killa up here, and they're just going body yaddy yaddy. Yes, we're gonna have a great time. I can't wait. So I'm gonna have Saturday with my IRL friends, and then Sunday with all of you. So I can't wait. But yes, so he attacked his mother, and they said that it is not premeditated. That I don't know if they're claiming insanity. I'm not sure. But his father, the defense really used the fact that his father was in the courtroom, and that his father was clearly supporting him. The father would not speak out. Um, hey, hey. The father would not speak out to news or anything like that, but he was there supporting when this man, who's 20 years old, came in the courtroom. The father put his hand on his heart and gestured to him. So yeah, it's just I couldn't believe it. But it was just such a strange thing, because when the first reports were coming out about this, it was just, a man runs through woods, like, because here's the crazy part, they got a call from neighbors saying that there was someone running through the woods, and they showed up for that call, and that's when they got a call from him. So they were already out on the scene when he called 911, and he simply just stated, "I just unalived my mother." Um, so I mean, he's already, I don't know that there'll be a trial. I mean, he's already said he was guilty. He's not denying it. So, um, just a very strange case for sure. All right, let's do. There we go. And this next case, I had not heard much of this case. Um, Somebody actually messaged me about it and asked if I would cover it. So that's what I'm going to do. Plus, it's just such a tragic case. It's definitely a tragic one. Again, trigger warning. As you know, all true crime, in my opinion, is trigger warning. But this one is, anytime it involves children, it is for sure.
There are no words that can make sense of a situation like this.
It's horrifying what happened to this child.
It's overwhelming. It's a little kid. It's a little kid.
Evidence indicates that Jacqueline was the victim of prolonged physical abuse and malnourishment prior to her death.
After responding officers made their initial discovery, the property of 80 Clark Street was established as a crime scene.
Those human remains were found here on Clark Street in the backyard in a large container.
Jacqueline likely died in the fall of 2024 while her family was still residing in Farmington.
There were so many eyes on her before her death that nobody picked up on.
Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia's death has raised a lot of questions.
We want to know why, what happened.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Keisha Grant.
And I'm Mike Heideck. Horrific, heartbreaking, disturbing. Just some of the words being used to describe what happened to Jacqueline Torres Garcia. While police work to find justice for her, it is clear something or someone failed this little
very
girl.
cruel.
Without a doubt, this case
There's
has sparked
so
a
much.
lot of anger, not just at the people charged in her death, but at the system as well. We'll take a closer look at that coming up, but first, we want to take you through the twists and turns of this complicated case, and there are so many. We do need to warn you, the details are difficult to hear.
Very difficult.
October 8th, 2025, an anonymous caller sending New Britain police to an abandoned property on Clark Street. What officers found set off an investigation that has shocked Connecticut and the world. The remains of a young girl, just 11 years old, found in a plastic storage container.
I don't understand. There's no way to wrap your head around this.
In the days following, pressure mounting on New Britain police to release more details. The community desperate for information.
As a mother, this makes me sick to my stomach to be standing here today with what we're about to tell you.
Those details ended up being more horrific than anyone could imagine. The little girl's name, Jacqueline Torres Garcia, known as Mimi to her loved ones.
She was my love. She was everything for me.
Investigators believe she had been dead for about a year.
Jacqueline's body was kept in the family's basement and subsequently moved when the family relocated from Farmington in March of 2025.
Police saying the people responsible were those closest to Mimi. Her mother, Carla Garcia, the mother's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, both charged with her murder. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, charged with child cruelty and unlawful restraint.
No child should ever have to endure such suffering.
Search warrants released by Farmington police this week detailing that alleged suffering. In a stunning admission, Carla Garcia allegedly telling investigators she and Nanita stopped feeding Mimi for approximately 2 weeks prior to her death. Police say she also admitted to restraining Mimi with zip ties and said Jacqueline Garcia sent her a photo showing the child zip-tied on the floor. The question on everyone's mind is how.
Right, Crystal, right.
Could this have happened?
That's
Had
the
there
question.
been any reports that she had been missing? Had anybody raised concerns, either from school districts or anybody, about where she had been for months?
No. The Department of Children and Families revealing the agency has been involved with this family for more than a decade.
Wow.
Their interactions included a video call with someone Carla Garcia told DCF was her daughter Jacqueline.
How crazy is that? This little girl goes missing for a year. Nobody, no bells rang, no missing report, no anything. But because DCF had been involved in their life, the mother said that she was being homeschooled and living with a relative somewhere else. So that the mother had someone, I don't even think they know who the little girl was, but they basically did like a FaceTime with this little girl. And the little girl said that that's who she was. I mean, that means family was all in on it, in my opinion. Or at least whoever the girl's mother was that faked being her.
But that happened in January 2025.
Oh,
and the medical
Blondie.
examiner believes she had died months earlier. A neighbor says Garcia brought this up when she spoke with her before her arrest.
She basically said she had somebody pretending to be her daughter.
Both DCF and the Office of the Child Advocate are conducting investigations. Meanwhile, anger is spilling over.
Get out of here, get out.
Both in the courtroom and at the memorial site. A community devastated by the loss of a beautiful little girl whose life came to a brutal end 1 year ago, and nobody seemed to notice.
Shanice, you have to hit the $ in the bottom right, and it'll say at the bottom member super chat, and that's how it'll like prompt it to show on my screen so that I can shout you out. Shout out to Latoya for that super chat. She said we love true crime. Shout out to Mimi. Happy early birthday, Connie. Have a blessed birthday. I will be sending pictures. I love you in chat. Congratulations, Mimi. I cannot wait to see the pictures, and I wish you many, many years of happiness in your marriage. I cannot wait. I know this is your special weekend, so enjoy it. And really just all I can say is just live in the moment and soak it all in because it's your weekend.
And that is how we got here tonight. We have new video that shows Carla Garcia's arrest.
You can see officers at the door of her apartment located on Tremont Street in New Britain. Garcia is seen being placed into handcuffs and was taken into custody on October 12th, 4 days after her daughter's remains were discovered.
The suspects in this case all had prior criminal histories. Carla Garcia, Mimi's mother, was convicted of assault in 2019. New Britain police say she repeatedly punched her ex-girlfriend in the face and grabbed her by the hair. She served 2 years probation.
Jonathan Anita was convicted in 2022 of reckless endangerment and interfering with an officer. He had been driving with Garcia when he was stopped by police. He took off from that stop and struck an officer. He was sentenced to just under 1 year in prison. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline, was arrested in 2023 for risk of injury to a child. Her 11-month-old child had multiple bruises and broken bones when she was brought to Connecticut Children's. She was convicted and sentenced to 10 years, suspended after 18 months. But records show she served about 8 months.
Carla Garcia and Jonathan are being held on $5 million bond each. Jacqueline Garcia on $1 million bond. All three are due in court November 14th. A judge sealed the arrest warrants for the three of them until October 28th.
The arrest warrants have been unsealed now, so we're going to check that out too.
We should learn more about the case once those are unsealed.
Right, Mandy?
The custody timeline in this case is important, so let's take you back to the
listen
beginning.
to this. Listen to this timeline. Like, she literally was bounced around. They had to petition to get reinstated. Like, it's insane.
Mimi Torres Garcia was born January 29th, 2013 at Hartford Hospital. Her mother, Carla Garcia, was 16 years old, and family members have said she was in a detention center at the time. So Mimi's paternal grandmother became her legal guardian and remained in her care until 2022. In May of that year, a court reinstated guardianship for her biological parents, Carla and Mimi's father. He applied for joint custody the next year, alleging that Carla was not honoring their agreement. In June 2024, Carla and Jacqueline Garcia and Jonathan Anita and the children moved to Farmington, and Carla was granted sole custody. The judge who made that ruling noted that Mimi's father did not appear at that hearing. Carla Garcia filed paperwork 2 months later withdrawing Mimi from New Britain schools, saying she intended to homeschool her. We learned from search warrants that Carla told her sister that Mimi died September 19, 2024. Her body found a year later. For most of Mimi's short life, she was with her grandparents. We spoke to them.
Shout out to Shanice, member for 1 month. Yay, you found it.
About who Mimi was and the lengths her mother allegedly went to hide a horrible secret.
Right now we got the heart broke.
Tremendous heartache in the wake of a senseless tragedy. In the days following the discovery of his granddaughter Mimi's body, Felix Osorio says she was really more like a daughter to him.
Like a father to her, because she was on our house like from the first month she came to the war.
The little girl's grandparents say they often tried to visit Mimi or even just speak with her, but they faced excuses from Carla Garcia every time.
So then she told me, I will call you when they come out. And then I was waiting for the call, and I called back, and she said, oh, they are sleeping. I cannot show it to you right now. I will do it tomorrow.
Siempre tenía una excusa, siempre tenía algo que decir que no nos dejaba verla.
Osorio says Mimi's father also tried to see his daughter, but was also turned away.
My son called her, go to her house, say, Mimi don't want to see you today.
Stunned by their loss, Mimi's grandparents are now remembering the bright, energetic little girl they last saw in 2023.
Dang, they had not seen her since 2023. Shout out to Pamela, member for 2 months.
Was happy all the time, real happy. She liked to play. She liked to, everywhere she was jumping.
Ella era bien happy, era bien feliz con nosotros.
She loved us.
Sí, ella nos amaba. En realidad nos amaba. y siempre voy a estar.
And we have been working around the clock to find out more about who this little girl known as Mimi was. Doris Bardales from our sister station Telemundo Nueva Inglaterra has been speaking with those who live in her old neighborhood in New Britain.
It's difficult to watch this video without feeling a sense of loss. Mimi appears happy, well cared for, and loved. This video of a birthday celebration was taken while she was in the care of her father's family. Jacqueline Torres Garcia attended Chamberlain Elementary School from kindergarten until 5th grade. Records indicate that while Jacqueline was still attending school, her mother, Carla Garcia, and her other children lived at an apartment complex on Church Street in New Britain. Juan Brito, an employee at a nearby bodega, recalls seeing Jacqueline walking in the area and buying items.
Siempre yo la miré, ella venía aquí muy tranquila.
I always saw her. She was very calm. She didn't talk much, but she was always very calm. She would just come in, buy stuff, and then she would leave.
Brito says it might have been over a year since he and others who worked at the local bodega last saw Jacqueline. He describes her as a quiet girl who mostly kept to herself. There were times she visited alone and other times accompanied by a younger sibling. The visits to the store were quite frequent.
Algo muy triste. It's something very sad. Very sad because she was a little girl.
Those who knew Jacqueline look back at this picture and remember her as a bright light with a radiant smile. Her favorite food, says her grandmother, was steak and lobster.
This time the family has chosen not to speak publicly as they are currently involved in a custody case concerning Jacqueline's younger sibling. In New Britain, Doris Bardales, NBC Connecticut News.
Now, hours before Jacqueline's mother, Carla Garcia, was arrested, she allegedly spoke to a neighbor who lives in the same apartment building.
That neighbor sat down with NBC Connecticut's Jane Chaco to share what she learned about Mimi's murder. Jane.
Mike and Keisha, that conversation started with a mother's sympathy for another, and that neighbor says the more they talked, the more questions she had.
The home address listed on Carla Garcia's arrest report is this building in New Britain. Kimberly White says she met Garcia earlier this year when their children started to play together.
Really good friends, like bread and butter.
White says her conversations with Garcia were brief and friendly, usually about the kids. When human remains of a girl were discovered on Clark Street, White heard Garcia could be involved.
She owed me some answers because I've never even met this little girl.
The two were talking about doing an episode for White's podcast. A search warrant from Farmington Police reveals Garcia told a detective she was about to go on a podcast prior to her arrest on October 12th, and she wrote notes of the story on her cell phone so she could reference them for the podcast. Before the recording, Garcia sent White a text message that NBC Connecticut obtained a copy of. We then verified.
So she was going to go on a podcast, but not report her missing?
Verified Garcia's phone number with the family member.
Because she wasn't.
The text read in part, quote, "I want to apologize to my daughter for failing her as a mother and being afraid to speak to anyone about the situation." Another part said, quote, "There's nothing in this world that will ever make me accept the fact that she's no longer here. My heart is broken for her siblings, her father, her family. I'm sorry." White says she and a friend went upstairs to do the episode. Garcia ended up backing out of doing the podcast, but White says she still wanted answers.
We just started doing a bad cop, good cop type of thing, you know, asking her questions. And that's when I was aware that the little girl was dead since September of 2024. So my best friend was like, well, nobody ever wondered where the little girl was when they came over. So she basically said she had somebody pretending to be her daughter. At that point, me and my best friend looked at each other like, yeah, no, there's something wrong.
Garcia was arrested the evening of October 12th, charged with murdering her own daughter. Looking back, White says she shouldn't have let Garcia watch her son.
I just wish that I had a better judge of character because I couldn't do nothing but pray because of my son. Like, you know, my son was up there. Anything could have happened to my baby. She didn't seem like a monster. She seemed like a high-spirited young lady.
White moved into Garcia's apartment building back in April of this year, and she says she never saw Jacqueline with Carla. And that follows the police department's timeline. They determined Jacqueline died in the fall of 2024. Mike and Keisha.
Jane Chaco, thank you.
So for most of Jacqueline's life, DCF was involved with her family.
And now they are facing tough questions about if more could have been done to protect her.
There's still a lot of questions we're trying to get answered about that.
Right, Mandy.
Coming up next, what we're learning from the department under fire. Plus,
the preventable death of a child, like what we've seen here with Mimi, is just the worst kind of tragedy that a family and a community can face.
We're hearing from the former child advocate about changes that could come at the state level in the wake of Mimi's death.
Horrific, and my heart breaks for
you're good,
for Jacqueline and what she went through.
Lawmakers continue to look for answers, and DCF is once again under the microscope as details continue to come out about their interactions with Mimi's family. This is the second high-profile case this year where the department has come under fire.
back in March, it was revealed a Waterbury man was allegedly held captive for 20 years, and now his stepmother is facing charges.
Oh, yeah.
The department recently did a review of that case and determined it had followed protocols in place at the time.
Now, reviews are underway of the state's previous involvement with the family of Jacqueline Torres Garcia.
We talked about that case with the man and his mother had kept him captive. We actually covered that on True Crime. So these are both in Connecticut.
NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is here now with more. Matt.
Yeah, so Mike and Keisha, DCF calls this a, quote, horrible tragedy and says it is striving to be as transparent as possible. But there are now worries from the community and bipartisan lawmakers that DCF failed Jacqueline Torres Garcia.
Early 2025. That's when the Department of Children and Families thought they last saw Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia during a video call.
Oh, wow.
But according to police, the girl actually died in the fall of 2024.
Do you think the system overall failed Jacqueline?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Completely failed her.
So far publicly, DCF has only provided written statements, but they have talked with lawmakers as reviews get underway. Senator CeCe Marr is the co-chair of the legislature's Children's Committee.
Is the hope to try to prevent something like this from happening again?
110%, of course. We never want this to happen, and nor did DCF want this to happen.
After lots of emails back and forth,
There are still so many unanswered questions about DCF's involvement, so we've come here to DCF's office in Hartford.
we were looking to talk with someone in person.
Hi there, I'm Matt Austin with NBC Connecticut. We're doing a story about the death of Jacqueline Torres Garcia, and there's still a lot of questions we're trying to get answered about that, about how it happened.
Security told us we needed to call the department for an interview. In a statement, a staffer told us, "We are in the process of reviewing our past history with the family consistent with our standard practice. We will not be conducting any on-camera interviews at this time."
Crystal.
Back in January 2013, DCF says it was first involved with the family when Jacqueline was born and her mother was in a detention center. Then in September of 2022, an investigation into Jacqueline's younger siblings started, and DCF says it later determined Jacqueline and her siblings were safe, enrolled in school, and their medical provider did not express concerns. DCF did provide the family help and in November closed the case.
I definitely want to know in chronological order every step along the way.
From the fall of 2022 through Jacqueline's death, believed to be in 2024, DCF says for those 2 years, it was not involved with the family and it, quote, did not receive any reports of child abuse or neglect regarding the family.
Had there been any reports that she had been missing? Had anybody raised concerns, either from school districts or anybody, about where she had been for months?
No.
In January 2025, DCF says it got involved with the family again amid allegations concerning a younger sibling. There was a video call with someone Carla Garcia allegedly claimed was Mimi and that her daughter was being homeschooled and staying with a relative out of state. Again, police say Garcia only later confessed the girl had actually been dead at the time of the call.
We need a photograph of that child in the case files so that when we're having something like this, then we know who we're looking at.
Now, a state hearing about all this is expected in several months once the investigations are done. It's worth it to point out that for 32 years, the Department of Children and Families had been under federal court oversight amid beliefs.
Teresa. Oh yeah, Teresa. He didn't cut her up. The one I was covering earlier, he just used a hammer on his mother, and that was in Connecticut. I think it was in Connecticut also.
The system was
I have to
broken.
look.
That review ended in 2022. The judge, plaintiffs, and
comment,
DCF
Dave?
commissioner at the time credited a 3-decade-long turnaround, including hiring an adequate workforce, caseload limits, and placing more children with family instead of being bounced around in foster care. And during the oversight, the number of kids in DCF care dropped in half. And now I want to bring in my colleague, Mike Savino. And Mike, you've been looking at the state.
Okay, so I'm going to stop this real quick and I want to show you another video. Let's see. Because, like they were saying, the search warrants were sealed up until recently, up until October 28th. They were sealed. And some stuff has come out since that has happened. Oh, no, that's not it. Hold on. One second, guys. Okay. Shout out to Ashley. Happy birthday, Connie. You're the GOAT. Thank you. I must have sent it before I finished typing. I didn't see that one that you're talking about.
We are digging deeper into recently released videos that capture police officers speaking with the two people charged with murdering 11-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia.
Yeah, it happened at the home in Farmington where it's believed at the time the girl's body was allegedly in the basement. NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is here with reaction to this. More and more keep coming out.
Yeah, Amber and Kevin, there were actually 2 officers on this call that started with a noise complaint, and the videos capture the roughly 4 minutes they spent with the girl's mother and the mother's boyfriend.
Body cams captured police arriving after a noise complaint at a condo in Farmington on December 29th last year. Little did they know at that time, it's believed the body of Jacqueline Torres Garcia was allegedly hidden in the basement.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
We got a call. There's a lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always calling.
Carla Garcia, the girl's mother, and her boyfriend, Jonathan and Anita, chalked the noise up to Garcia being pregnant and moody. Both are now charged with murder after police believe they allegedly starved the 11-year-old to death.
Is this your only daughter? You guys got the kid?
One on the way. I have a son.
Son too.
He's upstairs. He's 1. Oh, he just turned 2. I'm sorry.
Keep you guys busy.
Oh yeah.
There is no mention of Jacqueline, who allegedly had been dead for several months at the time of this call.
The officers were not there to
Thank you,
check how many
Mandy.
people were there. They were there on a noise complaint, so they did not have the luxury of having that information that that the numbers did not
Right,
add up.
sissy.
Officers carried on a conversation, asked questions, and took down the couple's personal information. There's no mention of strange smells. Eventually, the odor from the decaying body was apparently so strong that Garcia allegedly later confessed they had to stay with friends and at hotels. In the officers' report, they noted there was no signs of fighting.
Now, had they asked for a consent search, they may have discovered her body down in the basement there, but they were not suspicious enough. They were not given information enough to rise to the level of requesting a consent search of the apartment.
Now, besides this call, Farmington police also responded to the condo 3 other times for noise complaints. This was the only one where officers actually got to speak with Garcia and Anita. Amber, back to you.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Okay. 1 second. Yeah, the decomp is definitely a smell you won't forget for sure. It's not something that's what I don't understand. She was allegedly unalived in, excuse me, in September of 2024, and her body stayed. They believe that the body was in the basement until they moved from this location, and they ended up putting it in a town next to them, New Britain. They were living in, I think it's called Farmington or something like that, and then they moved the body to a abandoned home. It was in like a tote, and they put it in the backyard of an abandoned home in New Britain, which was the town next to them. And they did not find her until, I think they said, what was it, October 12th it was this month, October 12th. Um, so they believe that she was stored in the basement for at least a year. So I don't know how the smell would not get so bad. I want to show you guys this because this is the full body cam of the incident. So they had actually been called out to the home 4 times for noise complaints. Out of the 4 times, only 1 time were they actually able to make contacts with anyone, and that was on 12/29/2024. So I haven't seen yet anywhere that has actually showed where the like the what days the calls were, because I'm wondering if one of the noise complaints did not line up with the day she says her daughter was, alive, because they're saying that they think she was killed on September, like September 14th or 15th, 2024. This call was 12/29/2024. So she would have already been gone for 2 months. However, there were 3 calls prior to this for noise complaints. And the neighbors said that they were always arguing and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if one of those 3 calls that they weren't able to make contact was when when this tragedy happened, because it would make sense why they wouldn't answer the door. Um, and that's what people are saying. If they would have investigated a little bit further and not left without finding out what the noise was, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Um, that's just not. It's just crazy. Here, it's probably silenced until they get to the scene. There we go. Dang, they took a while. I mean, they're already there, which it took them a second to get on the scene. So they've been there already like 2 minutes knocking on the door.
I don't know if it's 134 or 135.
They were clearly arguing or something.
Hello. Hi, how are you? Good. Is everything okay?
Yeah,
We had a call. There's a lot of
And she
noise
was
coming
pregnant.
from your apartment.
they're always calling.
Okay.
Everything's good though.
Everyone's all right?
Yes.
Is anyone else home with you?
Just the babies and my boyfriend.
Okay. Is your boyfriend here?
Yeah.
Can I speak with him?
Yeah. Babe! Babe! They just want to make sure everything's okay.
Shout out to Ashley for becoming an outlaw.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just pregnant. Just moods, you know.
All right.
But that's really it.
Hello?
He's coming up.
Oh, okay. Mind if I come in some more and you heat up?
Huh?
You mind if I come in some more and heat up? Hey, how's it going? Good. We just got.
And to talk about all of your children, but now not even, and this again is 2 months after Christmas has just passed, Thanksgiving passed without her, and nothing's mentioned. And again, they say these officers did not have the luxury of being able, they didn't know who lived in the home. So they couldn't be like, oh, well, there's supposed to be a 11-year-old kid, daughter here. Where's she at? Also, if you notice the news, they go back and forth between 11 and 12 because they were reporting her as 12 when they found the body because of her birthday. But now, after everything has come out, it seems that she was 11.
I call. There's a lot of noises and stuff like that. Everyone's okay?
Yeah,
Yes,
my
she's
wife's
pregnant.
pregnant, so she just be having mood swings. And
Okay.
I'll be trying to calm her down.
Okay. Things happen.
I'm at the end, so
Okay.
it's difficult.
All right. Well, I haven't met you guys real quick. I'm just going to write your names down, say I spoke with you, and get out of here, okay?
Okay.
Hi.
Say hi, baby.
Everything's okay. It's okay. How old are you?
Say 3.
3? 2? One more? There you go. There's only one, okay.
Hey, Jeannie. So that means
What's your name?
Carla.
that means that she said she was almost at the end of her pregnancy. So that means she was like what, 7 months pregnant when this happened to her daughter. So you were 7 months pregnant when you and your boyfriend and probably your sister unalived your daughter.
What okay?
Okay.
RLA.
And Carla, what's your last name?
Thank you,
Garcia?
Bethy. It's actually Saturday. I'm gonna do
Happy
a.
birthday, Carla.
6196.
We're gonna do a birthday bash Sunday.
And sir, what's your name?
Jonathan.
J-O.
J-O-N is what I mean. J-O-N-A-T-A-N.
And Jonathan, what's your last name?
Nanita. N-A-N.
Okay, hold on.
I-T.
Okay. How long you guys been staying here?
Almost a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Things are good?
Yeah.
Sometimes the walls are, you live in apartments, the walls are
Yeah, we
thin
always get
sometimes.
complaints.
Yeah.
They've been complaining since we first moved here, so.
Okay, it's not the
We're
first.
planning on moving.
Okay.
Yeah, they plan on moving, which they did move. But she said they complained since they moved here because they're fighting and loud. That's why people are complaining.
We're actually moving.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because of that.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, sometimes with apartments, you really can't choose your neighbors,
Yeah.
right? So if someone is living one way, someone lives another way, and sometimes it just clashes. So just give me a minute, okay?
All right.
Let's hang on with them real quick. Try to read Four, 2 names.
You guys have any other problems with any neighbors or anything like that? It's just like noise.
First one, last name Garcia, common spelling. First name Carla, K-A-R-L-A, 6196. Last name Nanita, N-A-N-I-T-A. First name Jonathan, common spelling.
Is this your only
9/29/95.
Wait, I have a son.
Son too.
He's upstairs. He's 1. Oh, he just turned 2. I'm sorry.
Keep you guys busy.
Oh yeah.
You guys got a place you're going to?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. You really got Yeah.
Just better. Well, we came from New Britain.
And then, oh, did you notice she said we came from New Britain? New Britain is where the body was dumped, which I found interesting that they came from New Britain because that to me means they would be more comfortable of knowing like the area, knowing where they could do something like this, knowing maybe that abandoned house was already there and maybe there was people that hung out around that abandoned house that may get blamed for it. Something like that.
Better over there because we don't have no complaints at all.
Yeah, it's a little bit different area. People are a little
Yes,
less
Evelyn.
likely to want to call for some noise, stuff like that.
Have a good night. We're out of here.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
Bye.
it.
You
Sorry.
guys have a good New Year.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem at all.
Happy holidays.
All right.
Same to you guys.
Thanks. Enjoy you guys' night. All right.
You as well. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all good. Take care.
So that was the incident. Again, I will say that I would think that they would have been able to have seen the history of calls to that address. And I would think that they would have seen that this is the 4th noise complaint. 3 out of the 4 we made no contact. We finally have contact. Maybe do a little bit more. And they apologized. And now they are saying that they believe that she was in the basement in that tote at the time those officers were inside the home. Yes, Jeannie, I'm so sorry that happened. So sorry. All right, so this is the warrants that were revealed that just came open on the 28th. So 2 days ago, they were unsealed. So let's take a look at this right here.
Now we have some new developments to tell you about in the torture and murder of an 11-year-old girl whose remains were found in New Britain.
Newly released arrest warrants detail what led police to charge the child's mother, her mother's boyfriend, and her aunt. The warrants also show Jacqueline Torres Garcia likely died from severe and prolonged malnourishment.
NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin's been digging into the documents all day. Matt, what have you learned?
Yeah, so Mike and Keisha, today these arrest warrants were unsealed for the 3 people charged in connection with the death of Jacqueline Torres Garcia. Detectives say during interviews with the 3 of them, there were stories of deception, denials, and horrible cruelty to the 11-year-olds.
This picture captured the 5th grade graduation for Jacqueline Torres Garcia, known to many as Mimi. Newly released court documents revealed this celebration in June of 2024 was the last time her father saw her alive. Police report her death was several months later, and now we're learning an autopsy preliminarily found the 11-year-old died of severe and prolonged malnourishment.
Given the facts and circumstances of the case, the nature of the charges, obviously is asking that bond remain as set at $5 million.
Mimi's mother, Carla Garcia, and her boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, are charged with murder. Earlier this month, the girl's remains were found in a bin in New Britain about a year after her death. Following the discovery, Garcia allegedly told detectives during an interview that her kids were with family. But after officers checked on them, they told her all her children were accounted for, except Jacqueline. Garcia acted surprised, repeatedly asking, "What do you mean?" Initially, investigators say the mother blamed the boyfriend for hurting her daughter and denied knowing what eventually happened to her. In the arrest warrant, detectives wrote, Garcia later admitted that she and Anita would mistreat Jacqueline together because Jacqueline was bad, she didn't listen, and she didn't respect them. That included allegedly restraining Mimi and starving her before her death in their home in Farmington in the fall of 2024. In an interview with police, Nanita initially suggested Garcia might have killed the girl and allegedly admitted to hiding the bin, possibly with the girl's remains. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, is charged with child cruelty. And during an interview with detectives about her time at the Farmington home, Jacqueline confirmed she did not call police, an ambulance, or report this violent behavior to any other agency, and instead watched the neglect progress.
Police also report finding bloody men's jeans in the car that allegedly the boyfriend used to move the bin. And the new owner of the condo in Farmington found zip ties and bottles of bleach and other cleaning products in the basement where reportedly the body had been hidden for a while. Mike and Keisha, back to you guys.
Just heartbreaking, Matt. The arrest warrants also reveal more about the interactions the family had with the Department of Children and Families, as well as police.
We've learned Farmington police responded to a noise complaint at the family's home in September of 2024, shortly after authorities believe Mimi was killed. A neighbor called police because they heard shouting and things being thrown. Officers were called to the home again 3 months later and a final time in February of this year. But police found nothing unusual.
And Mimi's father says he asked DCF to do a wellness check on her, but was told they could not because they didn't know where she was living. It is unclear when he contacted them. DCF previously told us it was not involved with the family from May 2024 until this January. It declined to comment further today. We've reached out to the Farmington Police Department and we're waiting to hear back from them as well. We're continuing to cover this case and all the developments. You can scan the QR code you see on your screen right now to watch our special Mimi's Murder, Who Failed Her. That's on our YouTube channel.
Just gets worse and worse. Worse and worse. I'm telling you, it's awful. So they found her because, which I also found this interesting. They found her, so she was behind in the backyard of an abandoned home. And they found her because an anonymous tip came in. Thank you, Patricia. So I was curious about that because obviously it sounds like her friends kind of drilled her about, hey, like what happened, like be real. But I think that may have been after she was found. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of strange that anonymous tip came in. Maybe it was just somebody that was, around that area and knew it, but they were scared to say anything.
Maybe they thought they would get in trouble for it, or, the police would think that it was them. Ugh, just awful. I mean, there's just so many of these stories going. I mean, you just see so many, happening. Sorry, I'm trying to find this. Let me hold on one second. Just want to find this one video real quick. Because the aunt was just as culpable, and I think she had just as much to do with it as the boyfriend and the mom. It was almost like they were, I don't know. I mean, why would you want to do that to such a young girl? Like, it's just awful.
More about the people charged following the death of a 12-year-old girl whose remains were found in New Britain.
Yeah, it's an emotional time for those who knew Jacqueline Torres Garcia. NBC
Sissy, the
Connecticut's Matt
police.
Austin is in New Britain with the very latest.
So you can tell by his mugshot that he was a little beat up. Well, they had arrested the mom and the aunt, and they wanted to arrest the boyfriend, but they couldn't find the boyfriend. So they ended up finally finding the boyfriend. I thought one of these videos had it in here, but they ended up finding the boyfriend and, tried to get him to pull over, but he was in a stolen vehicle when they found him. And obviously they say they had a scuffle with police. So I feel like those cops were, obviously he was in a stolen vehicle. He was trying to run from them, but it is said that, there was a fight between they called it a scuffle between him and the police. So that's why he looks like that in his mugshot.
Matt.
Yeah, so Amber and Kevin,
I know,
three
Jamie.
people charged in this case have some sort of criminal history. And today, city officials providing more information about one of them, the girl's aunt. Lots of concerns and questions as people stop by the growing memorial for 12-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia. Following the discovery of her remains, emotions seem to be rising from here at the site to court in Torrington yesterday.
Get out of here, get out of here.
That's where three people charged in the case appeared: the girl's mother, the mother's boyfriend, and the girl's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia.
In regards to cases, she is currently on parole.
Garcia is facing charges, including child cruelty. It's not clear what led to her arrest since the warrant is sealed for 2 weeks.
Judge, not a lot of money for bond on the parole hold, obviously. Just ask for a reasonable bond.
Now
This was obviously before the warrants were unsealed, but like she said, she's on parole. She's on parole. And the reason one reason, obviously, I think they would have caught her anyway, but she had sent a picture to the mom that she had restrained this little girl and was starving her. I think they said that she only weighed 27 or 28 pounds and she was 11.
are learning more about the aunt's previous arrest in 2023. According to the arrest warrant, Garcia brought her then 11-month-old daughter to Connecticut Children's after reporting an issue with her leg. Officers report that a DCF worker told them the child was hurt and had multiple bruises and fractures on various body parts and at different stages of healing. Initially, detectives say Garcia reported the child had previously fallen, but investigators say there was no record of a pediatrician being contacted like Garcia claimed. In the warrant, detectives say Garcia told them she was also suffering from postpartum depression. Jacqueline commented that taking care of her two children is hard because victim's father is always working. Now, according to online court records, Garcia was convicted of risk of injury to a child. She was sentenced to 10 years suspended after 18 months and then 5 years of probation. Live in New Britain, Matt Austin, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.
Matt. So as you can see, it's just, I mean, all three of them, the mother, the boyfriend, the aunt, they all have criminal history. You know, they all have, obviously the aunt, she's got, child endangerment, 11-month, what did they say, 11-month-old? An 11-month-old, bruising everywhere in multiple stages of, healing, all this. Then she tries to blame, I guess, the dad, and then turns around and says, that being a mother is hard because, the dad works all the time. There's mothers out there that don't have, obviously, he was paying the bills. There's mothers out there that have to do all the mothering and pay the bills. Like, Just because it's hard to be a parent, whether you have both parents, one parent, whatever. It's hard being a parent, right? But it doesn't give you the right to abuse your kids and starve them and all these things. Like, yeah, it's a whole problem. She didn't get enough time, right, honey? If she would have gotten punished and gotten some type of time for that crime, she wouldn't have been able to even be out free to be able to hurt or help hurt this other child. It's sick. And I'm sure those officers were happy to tussle with him. They were like, oh, he's going to run? Okay, then. Because, they were probably some of the same officers that had to show up at the scene and see that what happened, Ugh. Yeah, that's what I was saying, doo-doo. I was like, dang, like, I get it's hard all the way around, but damn, be happy that you have someone helping. Even if he's at work all the time and he doesn't do like the physical stuff with the kids, he's at least contributing financially. Some don't even have that luxury. I know, right, sissy? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of True Crime with your host, me, Feminine and Fierce. You guys know we do this every Tuesday and Thursday. I will be back Tuesday for another episode. So that means I'll see you next Tuesday. Yeah, I don't either, Swilly. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And why, even if they get to that point where they can't handle them and they think it's overwhelming and all of this stuff, then, do something about that. Call DCF on yourself and say that it's hard and you need resources or you need this. Find out where you can, if anybody in your family wants to take custody of your kid, do something besides this. Give up your rights as their parent. If you truly think that this is going to be the outcome, or even if it's getting to that point where you're restraining and start on all that, like, turn yourself in and let that kid try their hardest to heal. That's my opinion. Because this option, just because, you're overwhelmed and it's hard, it should never be an option. Love you, Heather. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. With 6 kids, she has no excuse. Yeah, and I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not at all. I'm not diminishing it. I'm not saying it's easy. I know, Carrie. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying, like, there are other options out there, even when, you think you may not have any. Yeah, Nick, it is. And I would suggest, people definitely look into food banks. There's, they're going to be scarce. Things like that are going to be, it's going to be out of hand. Try to ration everything. I don't even know. I just don't even know what's going to happen. So, Colette, that was the aunt. And that was a case that that was a case with her 11-month-old that she was on parole for. I think they said parole. That she was on parole for. And this child was her niece. So it's a completely different case, different kid. So. Oh, hey, Heather. Yeah, I will be back from Malarkey here shortly. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. I'm going to put up I'm going to go ahead and schedule it. So I will see you soon from Malarkey. And if you only watch for the true crime, then I will see you next Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much. Oh, thank you, Heather. Watch the Outlaws member only stuff. Yay, I'm excited. Yes. Oh, the costumes. Yes, I will be announcing the winner on Malarkey tonight. So definitely check it out. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.